So today I was watching Michelle Obama's endorsement for Joe Biden, and it got me thinking to make this video. I wasn't planning on doing it, but it got me thinking. The thing is that the difference between two type of endorsement. Okay, the first one is the one I'm gonna show you is about former First Lady Michelle Obama, how she endorsed someone and telling people to go vote for somebody. She actually named the candidate she would like for you to vote for. And that video, what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna show the entire video. I'm just gonna cut portion of the video where she's actually mentioning the candidate she would like for you to vote for, and maybe one or two examples why she feel that you guys should vote for that particular candidate. And the other video that I will be showing you is obviously is the one that Meghan Markle did. She basically told people to go vote. Just vote. She doesn't care. Well, I don't know if she cares or not, but she then named specifically who for you to vote for once you are inside the booth. Okay? Michelle Obama is telling you once you're inside the booth, vote for this particular candidate. Okay? But Meghan did not. So does Harry. Harry didn't tell anybody to vote for anybody. He just said the importance of voting. I will show you some of those parts where they're mentioning it. Right? So for people to accuse Meghan of telling people to vote for whoever or against Trump or anything like that, it's utterly, it's so untrue. It's very untrue. And one small clip I will be showing you is the fact that in a different type of clip is how Harry in particular, when he says something, he's afraid people might take it the wrong way, which we have seen several times, many over and over again. They twist stuff, they twist their word, turn it into something utterly completely different than what they intended to. So Harry, on the other hand, not only they blaming Meghan for Harry's own free will to discuss whatever he wish, but they're blaming Meghan for him telling people to go vote. And Harry have said many times, well, not many times, Harry have said that he never voted before, even in his own country. So whatever those media is trying to persuade or try to make people see the other way around, it's not working. Okay, it's not working. So here are the two videos where I will show you Michelle Obama's endorsement for Joe Biden, where she tells you exactly who to vote for, and Meghan's plea for people to just go vote. Completely two different type of endorsement. Go vote or vote for this person, So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. And here are the two videos.
Believe it or not, the election is right around the corner. Votes are already being cast. And if you're still deciding who to vote for or whether to vote at all, I wanted to take a moment to remind you what's at stake and to urge you to make a plan to vote today. Because let's be honest, right now our country is in chaos because of a president who isn't up to the job. And if we want to regain any kind of stability, we've got to ensure that every eligible voter is informed and engaged in this election, because the stakes are on display every day, not just in the headlines, but in our families. If you're a parent like me, you're feeling the consequences of this president's failure to take this pandemic seriously, from his constant downplaying of the importance of masks and social distancing, to his relentless pressure on schools to open without offering a clear plan or meaningful support to keep students and teachers safe. But in just a few weeks since schools have resumed, many of their friends who returned to campus have either tested positive or are living with someone who has. And we simply cannot trust this president to tell us the truth about anything. It's painful to think that months into this crisis, this is still where we are, with no clear plan, no peace of mind. And the worst part is it didn't have to be like this. Look around the world. So many other countries aren't experiencing this level of extended suffering and uncertainty. These countries were hit by the same viruses we were. They had the same kind of resources to contain it as we did. But what they didn't have to contend with was this president, a man who had every resource at his disposal, the finest medical experts, our best intelligence, and yet ignored all the advice and failed to produce a plan to provide enough tests for worried families or protective equipment for our healthcare workers. A man who knew how deadly this virus is, but who lied to us and told us it would just disappear. Who, in the greatest crisis of our lifetimes, doubled down on division and resentment, railed against measures that could have mitigated the damage, and continues to hold massive events without requiring masks or social distancing, knowingly exposing his own supporters to a dangerous virus. Today, more Americans have died from this virus than died in the wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, Vietnam, and Korea combined. Take all those lives bravely sacrificed and double it. That is roughly the scale of this tragedy. And our commander-in-chief, sadly, has been missing in action. And his willful mismanagement of the COVID crisis is just one example of his negligence. When wildfires rage out west, he says nothing for weeks. When Americans of all backgrounds peacefully protest racism and police violence, he disparages them, yet eggs on heavily armed militias. When our heroic young men and women answer the call and give their lives for our country, he calls them suckers and losers and publicly mocks Gold Star families and prisoners of war. All this from someone who, as a wealthy, connected young man, avoided military service. And with millions and millions of Americans left reeling from the worst job losses in recent history, with small businesses closing their doors for good, he and his party dragged their feet to provide necessary relief for people whose lives have been decimated under his watch. 7 months later, he still doesn't have a plan for this virus. 7 months later, he still won't wear a mask consistently and encourage others to do the same, even when those simple actions could save countless lives. Instead, he continues to gaslight the American people by acting like this pandemic is not a real threat. And yet, even in the face of all this incompetence, Americans keep digging deeper. Thankfully, we have the chance to elect a president who can meet this moment, a leader who has the character and the experience to put an end to this chaos, start solving these problems, and help lighten the load for families all across the country. And that leader is Joe Biden. After seeing the presidency up close for 8 years, maybe the most important thing I've learned about the job is this: how a president focuses their time and energy in office is a direct reflection of the life they've lived before entering the White House. A president's policies are a direct reflection of their values, and we're seeing that truth on display with our current president.
Now, we're just 6 weeks out from Election Day, and today is National Voter Registration Day. Every 4 years, we are told the same thing, that this is the most important election of our lifetime. But this one is. When we vote, our values are put into action and our voices are heard. Your voice is a reminder that you matter, because you do, and you deserve to be heard.
This election, I'm not going to be able to vote here in the US. This election, I'm not going to be able to vote here in the US. But many of you may not know that I haven't been able to vote in the UK my entire life. But many of you may not know that I haven't been able to vote in the UK my entire life. As we approach this November, it's vital that we reject hate speech, misinformation, and online negativity. As we approach this November, it's vital that we reject hate speech, misinformation, and online negativity.
So as we work to reimagine the world around us, let's challenge ourselves to build communities of compassion.
Tonight reminds us of how important it is to watch out for each other, to care for each other, and to inspire each other. We are incredibly proud to join you in this historic moment in time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're gonna cry now? No, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Oh. Burke, it's okay, it's okay. Hey, it's okay, it's okay. Burke, it's okay, it's okay. Hey.
Okay, so here's the part where I feel like Harry is sort of choosing his words very carefully, and he's somewhat sort of afraid for people not to take his words the wrong way.
A difference. We spoke to Ashley Banjo a few weeks ago, straight after the Britain's Got Talent situation, and that in itself, I'm sure even just me talking about it will become controversial. But the reality is that he and his team of guys put on the most amazing display of how they saw or how 2020.
My dog is just.
All right, so that's it. Let me know what you think. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share.